Is it reasonable to suggest that Lewis Hamilton is now running out of patience with the Mercedes team? After one of the most cryptic radio messages caused a lot of stir among the fans, the question is Hamilton's position within the team in jeopardy? It is not just him, however, as even George Russell has been stirring the pot by making some pretty outlandish remarks, while the Mercedes team is busy trying to implement changes to their underperforming W15 car. Are these alterations sufficient, or is it like the saying goes, the handwriting is on the wall for Mercedes in F1? Keep reading as we explore more on the burning issues concerning the team and its drivers. The most recent communication relayed by Lewis Hamilton has heightened many a curiosity. The not very remarkable phrase, "I'm good at this, but not much else," has left a mark in the mind of many in the audience and even in analysts. Many have asked how deep Hamilton's feelings were, achieved with so much emotion, and what made him so annoyed in that very moment. He is the type of person that one does not expect to lose his temper because even in the most extreme pressure, he tends to keep things cool, which makes this episode of annoyance quite troublesome, especially to the fans wondering how things were with him and Mercedes. Was this one inconsequential message indicative of the growing rift between Hamilton and the team? No one needs to be told that this season has surely been difficult for Hamilton, with Red Bull leading the charge and Mercedes chasing them. Over the years, Hamilton vented his dissatisfactions occasionally regarding team orders or car performance, but such incidents were uncharacteristically rare. This time, however, the anger appeared to be of a different nature, suggesting that all was not well within. Could it be possible that Hamilton was unhappy not only with the car, but also with the pace of improvement of the Mercedes team in relation to their rivals? The communication came in the middle of an ongoing event, in the heat of the moment at some point, and the supporters sensed the unease straight away. At its height, Mercedes could boast their cars were competitive, but since then, it has struggled to keep pace with the speed and the innovative capabilities of Red Bull. And considering that Hamilton is a 7-time world champion, and he associates himself with winning, hence it could even naturally irk him. It has been suggested by a section of fans and analysts that the remark could be indicative of Hamilton's growing disenchantment with the direction the team is taking. Is there doubt as to whether the team can deliver a race car competitive enough for him? Or is it possible to take this as an indication of a growing discontent with the other? It is not the best of situations for Mercedes. The very Formula One team had been enjoying the meet for over 10 years, and this can be attributed to Hamilton's expertise and the regularities that he exhibited. However, as Red Bull has risen, the circumstances have changed, and Mercedes has now been put under pressure to innovate and reclaim their position. Whether losing Hamilton would equal a disastrous defeat for the team, partly due to his remarkable skills and mostly because of the image of the team. For better or worse, Hamilton is now a part of and is associated with Mercedes. He comes with victory as well as the fight to reclaim it. If it was not an empty congratulatory message, Hamilton's coming message indicated Mercedes is at a turning point. It could also mean that responding to his needs would not just be replacing or improving parts of their cars. This turning point may also call for a review of their strategy and a return to the fight. In the wake of Hamilton's remark, Mercedes knows that it has to answer the question of what it is willing to do to keep its biggest talent on board, and does it ask the opposite question when they understand that he may leave? The implications of this announcement have left both fans and people involved in the team expecting that this could be an important twist in the career of Hamilton as well as in the history of the F1 division at Mercedes. George Russell has not only captured the attention of fans due to his on-track exploits, but also because of the statements he makes after races. Within a short period of time, especially as someone who is still relatively new to Mercedes, Russell has managed to create himself as quite a commanding presence in the team. He has focused on the problems that the team has encountered this season and has beckoned the management to more decisively deal with the issues. Hence, he has, on the other hand, constantly urged for better and more consistent performance, asking the team to work on the long term and not just quick solutions. Besides that, Russell has not held back on discussing even the unspoken problems that bear down usually on the Mercedes team, such as performance of the car or strategical aspects. This great frankness of his suggests how significant a position he is taking within Mercedes if active change is concerned. Unlike some drivers that might have reservations about crossing boundaries, Russell has raised his issues, proving that he is not simply there to enjoy the ride. Though the situation has been tough, Russell has been one of the more positive aspects of Mercedes. More often than not, he has gone beyond the capabilities of the car by some distance, showcasing remarkable talent in utilizing every ounce of performance, especially in a car that has not been performing well. There is much appreciation for the discipline of focus Russell has been able to command even when the situations have been quite challenging. Most interesting is the fact that Russell is becoming more comfortable with taking on a leadership role in Mercedes. Just in his second season with the squad, he has already emerged as one of the loudest and most impactful individuals in the garage. This is important particularly because of the current situation of the team, which is in crisis and whose prospects remain unclear. Russell, a driver who hates silence, has shown that he is not only able to endure such pressure, but can also use it in order to improve the team. Russell's position within the team is also becoming more significant, especially as answers are sought for the many problems within the team. He is proving to be quite the leader, and the fact that he wants to support the efforts to change the negative spiral in Mercedes is likely to be crucial in determining the future of the team. Unless they manage to resolve the Mercedes situation, it is evident that Russell's impact on the events will only expand further, since he is becoming one of the main players in the race to reclaim the leading position within the team. The W15 Mercedes has not just seen any additions, but has also been enhanced to improve its performance and correct some of the existing problems. The improvements have been effective to some extent, yet there are still important issues that need to be addressed. The W15 Mercedes has undergone a lot of improvement in both aerodynamics and suspension of late. Such updates sought to enhance the car's balance and address the issues with tire management which have affected the team throughout the season. Though the upgrades have been encouraging for the time being, it is the ability to sustain results that will be the ultimate challenge. W15 maintained its share of problems even after upgrades. The dynamics department was in charge of the balance and speed of the car, but excessive tire wear prevented them from being in contention with Red Bull at the front. And their performance has alternated as well, raising questions if they will be able to close the gap to the competitors in due course. The key remains: can Mercedes overcome the W15 problems? There has been promise in the car, but more needs to be done to enable the team to exploit different conditions and make them competitive. With the heat being turned up on Hamilton and Russell as well, the Mercedes camp must make significant strides forward in order to be able to keep fighting for the top positions in Formula One. So, with Hamilton's enigmatic radio communication, Russell's audacious claims, and the squabbles concerning W15, Mercedes comes at the crossroad. Are they able to repair the machine and appease their drivers? Will Hamilton and Russell be able to bear it any longer, or is a major change at Mercedes taking place? The answer is still unknown due to the precarious condition of the Mercedes Formula One team. Want to know if Mercedes can turn things around? Check out our deep dive into the team's struggles and upgrades as they attempt to close the gap to Red Bull. We'll break down what needs to change for Mercedes to get back on top. Mercedes AMG F1 had a 2024 season filled with challenges and significant transitions. Despite a difficult start, the team showed resilience, capturing multiple race wins mid-season with George Russell winning in Austria and Lewis Hamilton celebrating an emotional victory at Silverstone. As a final season for Hamilton at Mercedes before his move to Ferrari in 2025, the team aimed to give him a memorable send-off, showcasing strong teamwork and strategic improvements under challenging circumstances. Mercedes targeted a top 3 finish in both the Drivers' and Constructors' Championships. Although they trailed Ferrari and McLaren, their upgraded car allowed them to remain competitive against these rivals. Toto Wolff acknowledged that the team's early season setbacks with car design had delayed their performance gains. Nevertheless, the team focused on setting a solid foundation for future success, including enhancements to the car's aerodynamic package and overall performance. The season underscored Mercedes' need for an optimized car to return as a top challenger, but their progress and resilience highlighted their readiness to tackle an uphill battle for 2025 and beyond. Now, with a renewed vision and Hamilton's final Mercedes chapter concluded on a high note.